And we are rolling. So I'm going on a trip like today or tomorrow. So I'm gonna be recording in a different set, probably a hotel room. But I will bring Magic and Larry, but I'll find a different chair. But for this video, so in honor of like the 75th anniversary, I'm gonna do something like to replace story time because I couldn't find like a really good story. So this is gonna replace story time. It's gonna be like, instead of story time, I'm gonna bring you like a season from like the 75th anniversary, like a season that I found interesting. And we're starting from the beginning with the first season in NBA history, which is the 1946-1947 season. Now, this wasn't called the NBA, it was called the BAA, but it's still technically part of the NBA, just changed its name. So this was the BAA, and it was the 1946-1947 season, and it would later turn into the NBA in the 1949-1950 season, and I'll probably do that season next time we do this whole season thing. So yeah, and then let's just start off with like some of the like main differences here. There were only 11 teams, and there was a Western and Eastern division, and the Western division had 6 teams, and I know the Eastern division had 6 teams, and the Western division had 5 teams. So it was kind of, instead of conferences, it was 2 divisions, and it was only a 60-game season. And this is how the playoffs worked. It was really weird. So the 3 seeds from each division would play each other, like the 3 seeds from each division would play each other, and then the 2 seeds from each division would play each other, and then the 1 seeds, and then that was the first round, and then whoever won that out of best out of 7 would move on to the next round, and that next round the 1 seeds would play each other, and the winner, and then that would kind of be this, and then the winner of the 3 seed thing and then the winner of the 2 seed thing would play each other, and then the winner of both would play in the finals. It was really weird because like the 1 seeds kind of were at a disadvantage. They got a bye in the first round, but it was kind of like they played each other instead of getting an easy opponent, an easier opponent. But nonetheless, that's how it worked. And some really weird stats that I found interesting was that the player that averaged the most points was Joe Fulks, and he averaged 23 points per game. I think last season the most was 31, so that is an 8-point difference. And no team averaged over 80 points per game, and the lowest average of points for a team was the Celtics, and they averaged 60.1. And it's crazy to think that the Celtics were still there back then. And they're here, and basically nothing's changed, but they average 60.1 points per game. That's crazy. And all teams had an average of a 27.9% field goal percentage. A 27.9. If a team had a 27.9 percentage today, we wouldn't even talk about them. They'd be nobodies. Like, they wouldn't even, like, they would be outcast. If a player had that, it wouldn't be good. And the most interesting thing that I found was the assists. Because you think, like, back then they didn't dribble. They didn't dribble. I don't know if they would dribble or it was kind of that pass, hot potato style. But nonetheless, they didn't dribble as much as they do now. So, and the leading player in assists was Ernie Caverly with 3.4 assists. He averaged the lead. That's what centers have today, and he averaged 3.4 assists. And this was the craziest thing by far. All teams, they averaged 6.9 assists, and the most was 8.2. Like, bro, players are averaging 8.2. Like a lot of players, not a lot, but like some players are averaging 8.2 and more than 8.2. Westbrook averaged like 11 assists last year. He's averaging 3 more than teams did in this season. Now let's get to like the actual season part. So, the regular season, like 60-game season, and the Washington Capitals, they had the best record of 49-11, and they were 29-1 at home. That's crazy. And then in the playoffs, let's just talk about like the setting here. Basketball really wasn't a thing. Like it wasn't really a popular sport in this era, but since they started this league, newspapers caught on, and there was no TV and radio, right? So newspapers would show like local teams, and they were starting to catch on. And then once TV came, then it was starting to become a hit. But so now let's get into the playoffs. The Chicago Stags, I don't know what that means, but they beat the Capitals 4-2 on their way to the finals, and then they upset them because the Capitals were 49-11, and they had home court advantage. And so since they were 29-1, the Stags they got at least like I don't know how many games they got out of them, but they probably got some home games off of them. So or no, I don't know. Then they beat the Philadelphia Warriors 4-1 in the finals. And yeah, the Chicago Stags were the first champions of the BAA, and this league would go on for like 3 more seasons. And there was no Finals MVP. Obviously, there's no next video I think I'll start talking about like the season like now. Like I think the shorts isn't working. I'll just do like recaps as a video. You'll see me in a different setting, and we'll do next season. I don't know what to call this. We'll call this like, I don't know what to call it, but it'll be in the title. You'll see. But next we'll do like this 1949 to 1950 season where they became the NBA, and I'm pretty sure this is where you see the dominance of George Mikan. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Say bye to Larry and Magic. Say bye to John's statue and the chair. They're gonna be gone. And that's it. We are out.